Okay, how's everybody doing? So good to see you guys. Thank you for being here as always. Yeah, nothing overjoys me more than everyone who pops in and joins me and shares their energy as I run these lives. So welcome to day 18 of Start with Love. Today, I first wanted to just ask everyone who did day 17, so just the simple introduction to affirmations or intentions. A lot of you probably already do it, but I won't speak too much into it, but it was just making these I am statements. And the idea of this is that it's another way of visualizing, it's another way of speaking into the universe, it's another way of speaking it into our own belief system, is just those I am statements. And it would be like I said, the things that came off of the top of your mind right away, speaking into those things that would be character traits or characterizing you. So how did that go? I hope it went well with everyone. We're taking it a little bit deeper today. So today, coming back to, hey, thanks for popping on, guys. I can't see who's with me. Say hello. Let me know where you're popping in from. So glad to have you here. And so today we're taking these affirmations, but making them a little bit like deepening the intention of them. So we're making them a little bit more expansive and really adding detail, which allows us to visualize the intention with more clarity. And of course, so if you didn't catch day 17, on day 17 was talking into when we do these affirmations, and I always suggest having a journal, do this all in a journal, because there's all these different areas of our brain where things are happening, and the more ways that we allow the brain to process them, hey Mel, oh yay, thanks for being here. So the more ways that we're able to process them into the brain, then the more that we're processing them into our body, and the more that it's like, okay, this is really what he or she is saying. So writing it down is one way to take something from our mind and bring it into the 3D. So when we do that, that's one way that we can say to the universe, like, this is what I believe. And then speaking it out loud allows the auditory system to pick it up. So part of our brain picks up on the writing, part of our brain picks up on hearing, and then part of our brain picks up on our speaking. So yeah, you can ask my husband, but you'll hear me walking around the house saying these affirmations. My kids will hear it too. And I want them to hear it because I want them to start doing it too. So we have to do it so that we're modeling to others some of these strategies. So today is taking our affirmations and just making them a little bit deeper, a little bit more intentional. If any of you joined me in my 5-day reset that I did back in the summer, these were some of the topics that we covered on ways that we can reset our brain and, again, become more intentional with what we want to be thinking instead of what we don't want to be thinking. And that's sort of the whole idea of the Start with Love, is that our mind can sometimes start to it's like our brain gets hijacked down this highway of like negative thinking sometimes. And we want to come in and reprogram, reset our brain so that it has all of these tools, which you guys have seen so far, 18 days of just really, really simple things. And the more we do it, then the more habitual it becomes and the more of an impact it makes. And the more we see the changes in our life that we want to be seeing. Give me a thumbs up if you guys have experienced that and how absolutely amazing it is. So today is taking those affirmations. So you might even go back if you wrote down the ones on day 18. So things about yourself. One of the things that I covered is that there are also these 8 areas within your life. Things, for example, like ego or lifestyle or relationships or finances, and so on and so on. And some of these, you'll notice that in these areas you're thriving, feel like you're thriving, like things are really coasting along really well. And then in some of these areas, it might be some of the areas of focus where triggers might come up, or blocks, or things that our mind will naturally have a tendency to want to spiral out on. So those are the areas that I particularly take. I speak into all of them. I kind of like to go through the 8 checklist, and then just what intentionally comes to your mind as you're doing it is what you want to write out. So, and I find when I started this practice, because there was a little bit more detail, I had resistance against wanting to go into that. So if you feel like, "Ah, I don't want to take the time, or if you're thinking like, well, what details or how am I going to deepen these affirmations? If you have that resistance, just pick up the pen and do it, because it just comes into your brain. I promise you, you're going to sit down and you're going to go, okay, like, what is it? What are the intentions that I have around my lifestyle right now? What are the intentions that I have around my finances? And when I say intentions, like, what is it that you want to visualize in those areas of your life? And that's what you're going to write down, and it comes to you. It just comes to you once you have that pen in your hand and on the paper. So try to just, like, if you're resisting it, just pick up the pen, open your book, and really with this one, totally write it down. Just write it down, because I think it just streams. So I'm just going to share, for example, and this is what I usually would do, is so go through those 8. You know what? After the live, I'm going to post the 8 areas below the video, so that you guys can literally go to the 8 if you want to do it that way. And because I just like to go through them, and guess what? Even when I feel like I'm resisting it, when I do it, I often have more than one that will come through. So I just, like, it ends up being, I just stream with what comes through. And you might not have some that come through for certain areas. Again, you can do all of them, or you can do the ones that you know you have blocks and limitations in, or you could just really, whatever it is that you're wanting to call in, you can just do it around that. So I'm going to share a couple of mine so you get an idea. And also, when you're speaking this, include your name, so that it's like you're processing it about you, you're visualizing it about you. So a couple of mine are, I, Meg Williams, am a divine spiritual being who is deeply open to divine belief and experience and growth. Okay, so that was in the realm of spirituality. I, Meg Williams, am a woman of strength and balance. I find my breath and clarity if ego comes to play. So me being on top of my ego is one of my big ones. So I went to the ones that I definitely want to focus on and call in. And it helps. It works. I swear to God. I, Meg Williams, am in a place of harmony and balance with my livelihood, family, and work. They flow together and around one another in perfect symphony. So this is all literally what I'm visualizing. These are the things that I want to feel in my life. This is what I want to experience in my life. The things that you believe are the things that you will experience. So that's the whole idea about these affirmations, is stating these affirmations of what it is that you want in your life, and letting your brain process it in all those different areas that it needs to process it, so that it establishes within your conscious but also subconscious system. And then once the mind, once the heart, once the soul aligns, then the universe just takes care of the rest. And it literally, like, it's a projection, guys. We have to state what it is that we are expecting to experience, and that is what you will experience. It's really a wild thing. We can talk more and more about that. This is a lot of the work. This is what I do for work. So here you guys are getting little tasters of it, little samples, but this is the stuff that we can work with in depth, one-on-one, in groups, in programs. These are all the things that I cover through yoga, meditation, mindfulness, coaching. So yeah, I could talk for hours about this. So reach out if you had any questions about any of that. I'd love to speak into it more, but those are just some example of a little bit more defined intentions, why we're speaking into it. Say it out loud, write it down, and let it process in all those areas of your mind, and go back, like, read those every day. Rewrite them, go back and rewrite them once a month, once a week. It depends on, really the clarity that you want around it. But you guys are going to love this. If you're not already doing it, if you're doing it, give me a thumbs up, give me some love, let me know. Share below how it's going for you, because this is the system. And this is literally the work too. So, if we're taking a lot of these things that are subconsciously programmed in our minds, those habits, right, that aren't really working for us. And this is literally the work that we have to do. It's like the brain play. and it's really not so bad for work. It's really fun, and it's really cool once you start doing it, and once you're like disciplined about it, and once you do it routinely, and how you start to see things align. So I am wishing you so much fun with these affirmations. The more detailed affirmations, go back and even use your ones from day 17. If you join me for day 17, what are the things that you were stating about yourself, your character traits, because those are also going to give you ideas about what you're visualizing for yourself. Anyways, I have a really hot tub waiting for me and I want to go get in it. So much love to you guys. Let me know how that goes. If you're popping on the replay, let me know where you're coming in from. Like I said, please share your day 17 affirmations, just the simple character traits. And if you really want to declare it to the universe and you really want to process it into the brain, and the more that you state these detailed affirmations, the more you're telling the universe, this is what I'm calling in. So share here if you feel comfortable to. Otherwise, do it in your journal. I have like 7 going. Yeah, so have fun with it. Love you guys all so much, and I will see you for day 19. Take care. Have a beautiful night, day, morning, wherever you are.